Hi there, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another video. I'm just a Kansas boy named Michael. In my second video on this channel, I watched a video about the history of Finland. And it was so exciting because a lot of you from Finland got into the comments and you were sharing more thoughts about your history and your culture. And I got interested in that. And so I started watching some more videos. And as I kind of went down that rabbit hole, one of the things that stuck out to me was your language. A lot of people were talking about the language and how unique it is. And so I decided today I wanted to hear some of it. So I'm going to be watching a video about a young woman who's a Finnish person who lived in America for a while, and she's sharing her experiences. I'm going to try to set up so I have both Finnish and English subtitles displaying at the same time. Now, before I get started, I wanted to share some fun facts about the Finnish language. If you're not interested in the fun facts, you can always go down to the chapters and skip ahead. But here we go. First of all, the Finnish language has a lot of literal words. So, for example, refrigerator is called an ice cupboard, literally, and treadmill is called a running carpet. Uses a lot of compound words. It sticks a bunch of words together. They just all get stuck together, which sounds a little bit like German, if I understand correctly. And that also means that they have one of the world's longest words at 61 letters. And it's a word that means airplane, jet, turbine, engine, auxiliary, mechanic, non-commissioned officer, student. That's quite a mouthful. That's one word that means that very specific thing. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Finland has name days, it's not the same as a birthday, but everyone with the same name celebrates on that day. The Finnish language is a phonemic language, so you can read the letters on the page and you get the same sound. English is completely the opposite. As many of you who have tried to learn English know very well, I'm so sorry. It's got to be crazy confusing to learn because the same letters on the page can sound extremely differently in English based on the context and what word it is. Finnish has very complex grammar. There's apparently 15 different grammatical cases, which I'm sure makes it a bit more difficult to learn. Vowel harmony. This one is really interesting, especially to me who's has a music background. So basically what that means is that vowels in a Finnish word sound different not sound different. They're chosen based on other vowel sounds already in the word so that they fit together well, making it a very melodic and harmonious sounding language. Because of that, I'm excited to hear what it sounds like. And finally, it's very highly expressive. You can basically add suffixes to a base word to make a word more expressive. So, with that being said, now that we've learned a little bit about Finnish and what makes it unique, let's take a listen.
Hei, minun nimi on Jenni. Minä olen suomalainen. Mä oon asunut Amerikassa aika kauan aikaa. Ja mä oon huomannut nyt, kun mä oon asunut ulkomailla paljon, että miten erilaista ihmiset on Suomessa ja muualla. Suomalaiset on aika hiljaisia ihmisiä. Me ei tykätä puhua hirveästi small talk. Että jos sä käyt jonkun talolla ja se ei ole outoa, jos sä oot vaan hiljainen, että meillä ei oikein ole sitä awkward silence, mitä amerikkalaisilla on. Niin
Okay, that's really interesting because I have a strong Nordic background, probably about half Swedish background in my family. And so is that a Nordic country culture thing? Because my family is actually very much like that. We're not very big on small talk. And when we have family gatherings, pretty much everyone comes home for Christmas. I've got 6 siblings plus mom and dad. And a lot of my siblings are married and have kids now. So there's a lot of people when we get all together. Sometimes we'll play games and we'll eat together. But usually a lot of people will just either split up into small groups or we're just sitting around reading or not talking very much. I'm right there along with her with the not being very comfortable with small talk. That's something I can relate to a lot.
Se on aika erikoista silleen, että mä oon tottunut amerikkalaiseen kulttuuriin, koska mä oon asunut täällä niin kauan aikaa, että mun mielestä mä puhun liikaa yleensä, jos mä menen käymään Suomessa, mutta sitten täällä mä oon tavannut nyt suomalaisia ja mä oon kysynyt amerikkalaisilta, mitä ne luulee niistä, ja ne aina sanoo, että ne luulee, että ne on hirveän hiljaisia ja joskus ilkeitä. Että monesti kaikki sanoo, että mä vaikutan niin kuin mä oon jotenkin ilkeä tai törkeä jotenkin, vaan koska mä en puhu yhtä paljon.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would happen. It depends on where you are in the United States because it's certainly such a big country. There's a lot to see, a lot of different subcultures, but there's certainly some areas where if you don't directly engage people, that might be considered rude, even strangers. In rural areas here in the Midwest, people tend to be a bit more open to that than you would find in big cities. You'd be at the grocery store and you'll see maybe somebody you've never seen before, and it's not super uncommon to strike up a conversation. It's not something I do very often, but it does happen.
Niin mun mielestä se on semmoinen juttu, joka pitää... Se on vaikea ymmärtää, jos olet amerikkalainen, kun sä oot niin tottunut, että se on vaan niin kuin normi. Mutta mun mielestä niin kuin, jos sä matkustat paljon, sit sä alat ymmärtämään enemmän muita ihmisiä ja miten ne elää ja niin kuin, toimii omassa elämässä.
That's a good point. That's one of the reasons that I really do want to eventually get to traveling more, because when you get outside of your bubble, you start to understand people do things differently, and that's okay. And there's beauty in that. I'm also trying to listen to what she's saying and also hear it. It does have a very, I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds like it flows well. It's a beautiful language.
Ja mä oon niinku asunut Shanghaissa, Kiinassa 5 vuotta ja sitten Iowassa 7 vuotta ja nyt New Yorkissa 4 vuotta. Ja mä käyn joka vuosi aina Suomessa yleensä 2 kertaa, että mä vielä niinku, tuntuu niinku Suomi on mun koti, mutta kuitenkin se ei oikein ole, koska mä en ole asunut siellä niin kauan aikaa, mulla ei ole yhtään kavereita siellä. Ja mä oon niinku jossain jutuissa mä oon niinku enemmän amerikkalainen kuin suomalainen, mutta mä kuitenkin haluan aina silleen niinku connect to niinku Finnish culture, koska mun mielestä se on niin mielenkiintoinen ja mä rakastan Suomea hirveästi. Niin se on vähän niinku vaikeaa, että mulla ei ole silleen niinku kavereita siellä tai niinku oikein kotia.
Ei.
Ja mä en oikein tiedä mikä mun koti on, koska mä oon asunut niin paljon niinku kaikkialla, että se on jossain mielessä se on hyvä asia, koska mä en tiedä miten aikaa mä voin vielä pysyä New Yorkissa, koska mun pitää saada uusi viisumi kohta. Niin se on ihan hyvä juttu, koska sitten mulla ei tunnu, niin kuin mun on pakko mennä Suomeen ja mun ei pakko pysyä täällä. Mä voin vähän niin kuin mennä minne ikinä mä haluan ja se on niin kuin ihan ok. Ja mä voin vielä oppia enemmän niin kuin muista kulttuureista. Niin, mun mielestä se on tärkeää niin kuin kaikille, että ne ymmärtäis muita paremmin, että ne ei luule, että ne on jotenkin, niin kuin, ne puhuu liikaa tai liian vähän, koska kaikki on vaan erilaisia ja mun mielestä se on vaan tärkeää niin kuin yrittää ymmärtää kaikkia muita.
Alrighty, well, that was really interesting to listen to. And there were a couple times where I had to just kind of stop reading what she was saying and just listen to it because I wanted to get the sound of it better. And it was really interesting how, I don't know if lilting is the right word, probably not. I'm having trouble finding words to describe it, but it sounded like I don't know, like a bubbling brook or something going through or a small stream. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for joining me, and if you've got anything else you want to share about the Finnish language or some of your experiences, maybe if you've lived abroad, please share those in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned something new every single day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.